Hey Dante, the next generation consoles are out, yeah?
Yeah, I'm aware. We've been talking about it for months. It's about all we have been talking about for months.
That's the point. But anyway, you know that lots of games are offering next-gen upgrades, yeah?
Yes, except for Control.
Yes, except for specifically your copy of Control, which won't upgrade.
Yes, exactly. Except for my copy of Control, because I bought it on day one and bought the DLC, it still won't upgrade, because apparently they don't value my business. But not that I'm bitter.
Loser. Anyway, look, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Borderlands 3, they've all got those Series X or PS5 upgrades to make the most of the new hardware. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm aware of this. They're mostly, certainly on the Xbox, they're coming in the same packaging. It's like the game hasn't really sort of changed on each format. Yes, I am completely aware. Nothing has changed since my original statement.
Fine. Look, we need to do the same, okay?
The same? The same what?
Offer a free next-gen upgrade for the Jambags Gaming podcast.
But we aren't on consoles. We're not software.
Well, we are on Spotify, plug, and you can play that on PS5 and I think on Series X and Xbox. I'm not sure. I think you can. So technically, we're on next-gen consoles.
That's like the loosest definition I've ever heard of being on a console.
Yeah, so I don't care about that. I've decided that we should upgrade our podcast. We need to make it next-gen ready. Cross-compatible but upgraded.
Okay, I can see it. So, what are you thinking? Better mics, upgrade our post-processing plan so that our sound quality is better, maybe kind of spruce it up a little bit?
No, that costs a lot of money, and I don't understand half of what you just said anyway.
So, we're talking upping content, maybe getting some better guests, people that aren't just you or me making silly voices, perhaps maybe investing in some jingles, maybe paying for some?
Again, money and a lot of work there, Dante. You know that this is a low effort enterprise all round, don't you?
Okay, so how are we going to offer any kind of upgrade without doing either of those things?
Well, next-gen upgrades run faster, so I figure we just need to make the podcast run faster. Easy.
Run faster? What, you mean like a lower file size, more efficient?
No. I mean, in the edit, I'll just speed us up a bit. It's genius. We'll just go faster.
Sorry, how do you mean?
Right. I don't know. Let me just break it down for you, Dante. People are busy. They don't have patience for loading screens, and they sure as hell don't have patience for an hour-long podcast.
Okay, so we make it shorter?
Well, no, because that won't work, because people won't get the full Jambags waffly experience, which they're used to. But if we speed that up, then this means people get all that goodness at a far higher speed. They'll get it straight into their brain boxes quicker, but the full hour, but not a full hour. It's genius.
No. That's going to sound terrible. We're kind of whining shrill as it is. You don't want to speed it up, make it sound worse.
See, I just did it there. How do you think that sounds?
It sounds like a chipmunk on several pounds of crack.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh and exciting, right? Next gen. Ooh.
No, it's awful. Even fewer people will listen than normal.
Well, I disagree, because this is the future of podcasts. Yeah, we're doing it. This is the first, right? We're doing it right here. First came podcasts, then came podcast apps, presumably, I don't know. Then streaming and stuff, and now this. We are cutting edge. No one's done this before. We're an hour-long podcast in less time.
Oh my god! Stop it! You sound like a deranged cat who's trying to go to the toilet via some kind of soda bumhole.
You say I always sound like that, though.
Well, yeah, you do always sound like that. But now you sound like a deranged cat who's trying to go to the toilet via some bumhole. Who's on the treadmill?
Don't see your point here, Dante.
Look, this is not a next-gen upgrade. This is just shite. Can you just stop it?
Oh, okay. I disagree. I think we could have, when all the big podcasts like, I don't know, Serial and stuff are doing their 6 episodes in 30 minutes to sped it all up, and you were going, I wish we thought of that. I said it, but I will do what you said, Dante. If you want us to slow down, we'll go back to boring or slow down.
Sound like you're just pulling your teeth out through a meat grinder. No, stop it. Have you stopped it yet?
Yes.
And welcome, Jambaggers, to another Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast with myself, Mr. Dante Rodriguez, and my esteemed colleague,
Mr. Rudy Manchego. And if you're wondering why this sound file is a full hour long, it's because Dante has put the foot down and said I can't speed it up. So, yep, it's not happening, guys. But when someone else does it, it was us first. Okay, it was me first. But anyway, I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
Yeah, no, whatever. I mean, that's. I think the podcast needs to be at a normal speed because we sound bad enough as it is, and if we speed us up, we just sound a whole lot worse. So no, we're having a last gen speed podcast. I am afraid, Mr. Manchego.
Fair enough. Well, look, we're a bit of a weird point of the month, really, because we're recording this at the very start of December, and so it doesn't really feel like we can be Christmassy yet. But so maybe we'll do that for the next episode or a Christmas special. Not very difficult
to be festive.
Exactly, particularly since we're coming out of lockdown. We've been basically not able to do anything or go anywhere for the last 4 or 5 weeks here in the UK. So I suppose the only thing we can really go on to is like the new holiday for November, which is the Black Friday.
Yeah, no, despite the fact that we don't bother with Thanksgiving in the UK, we have the day after Thanksgiving, which is Black Friday, which all of our friends over in the States have off because they've been Thanksgivinging the day before. That's a word, right? Thanksgivinging. And, but so we still have to work, but at the same time, look for all these Black Friday deals and sales on all the various websites. So Black Friday, did you find anything, Mr. Manchego? Did you get anything?
Did I find anything? That is a good question. There was sales aplenty. I feel very much that the main reason I like Black Friday is either that I get to fight people or watch online people fighting each other for stuff. But the pandemic's, pushed that out, really, hasn't it?
It is a shame that we don't get to kind of be in a big crowd of people and kind of elbow everyone out the way to get the item that we're looking for. I mean, I remember a few Black Fridays ago, I got so close to getting a copy of Titanfall 2, which was only just out for 20 quid, but I narrowly missed out to some guy with a really mean right hook.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember going back even a bit further. I was trying to get a cheap Xbox 360, and I got it in the end, but I could not get the bloodstains off it because there was a woman trying to get it for her grandson, and I had to beat her to death with the box. And it was harsh, but that's what Black Friday is all about.
You've got to do what you've got to do in order to get to get the deals that you're looking for. I mean,
it was £25 off. I'm not going to turn that down. Yeah, it was the white one, so the bloodstains were really noticeable. But
yeah, no, you want to get one of the black slimline ones, and then the blood just blends right into that black background, or the elite one, I think they called it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was I think I was a few months too early on that one. So what about this year? So without the casual violence, it was a bit disappointing. I bought 2 impulse buys on Black Friday, one on PC and one on PS4. So my PC one was an impulse £1.50 purchase of a Lucas Arts game. Yeah. Lucas Arts game from 1997, I think, which is Outlaws, which is a Western game. FPS.
That's not bad. That's a good purchase. That is.
Yeah, I haven't played it in at least 15, 20 years. Got to be 20 years, probably more on that point. So yeah.
Do you think? Are you likely to actually play it, or is it just one to have in your back catalogue?
Yeah, no, I will never play this game. I'd be like, I saw a Pag of Nostalgia, thought I can afford that. It's £1.50, so I bought it, and then went, yep. I didn't even bother installing it. I was like, what's no point? It's just on my library.
I'm sure there is some stuff in my Xbox back catalogue that I've installed, that I've just bought and never bothered to install, just to have it in my catalogue. Anything else? What else did you find?
I picked up. Well, I was going through I was ordering something anyway. I needed to get something as an extra gift from a relative who said looking for something to buy me, and I happened to see that the famed Hideo Kojima walking piss simulator Death Stranding was going for, I think, £11 or £12 physical. So I bought that because I thought one day I might feel the urge to walk across the barren landscape and drink Monster and then piss it out again on a game for 40 hours. So I bought that as an impulse buy. Yeah, no, I can see that. That's great value for money for a game that, again, you're probably never going to play. Am I right? Oh, I will never play this game. I can guarantee it. I'll install it at some point and be like, I should really play this game, but it's really challenging. I'll be like, yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I'll play it at some point. I never will. I just know right now I'll never play it.
Yeah, you might just about get through the tutorial, but yeah, nothing.
That's a
else
Hideo
beyond that,
Kojima
right?
game. The tutorial is probably about 16 hours. It took me 5 hours to get through the tutorial of a Metal Gear Solid 5, or whatever it was. And that was batshit mental, that one. That had like flicking guy on fire flying in the air. I had no idea what was going on.
No, I've still maybe I have played a Hideo Kojima game a little bit now. I did start playing the original Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. Obviously through my PS2, but the PS1 version, which that was all right. I maybe don't see why people go super raving nuts about it, but yeah, it's okay. Managed to get some way through it.
What about yourself for Black Friday? Yeah,
Black Friday. Well, I'm normally quite a Black Friday sales hoe, as well, but I actually managed to stave off this year. I came very tempted to buying Watch Dogs Legion, which was about £35 on most of the websites. But again, in the back of my head, it's like, that's still £35 going to serial abusers and complete shits, Ubisoft, and maybe I should wait for it to be lower, even though I would really like to play that game. Plus, based on the reviews, I'm not sure. I mean, what I liked about the other Watch Dogs games was the narrative focus, and since you can play as any randomer off the streets, it's probably not going to have a particularly deep story for too many of them. So, I decided to hold off, at least until I, eventually managed to procure myself a Series X, maybe. But I figured like Assassin's Creed might be the better bet when I do eventually get one of those. So yeah, I nearly bought that, and I nearly bought the remaster of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I think it is the one that's recently out. That is also a Series X game as well as an Xbox One. Just to have something that will probably look quite impressive to play on the Series X when I get it. But again, I feel like a lot of the times with the Need for Speed games, I get sort of into them for maybe a few days and then end up not playing them again. So I thought that might be a waste of money, so I didn't do it.
So if I understand this right, you spent nothing and have therefore got no games on the back, no additional games on the backlog that you won't play. I have spent money and I also won't play any of those games. So we're actually pretty much equal.
No, I have no extra things to put on my shelf and say, ooh, look at the shiny physical copy that I've got of this game that I don't actually want to play. No, I don't have that either. Okay,
well, it's a change there, but okay, well, you've moved on as a person. We didn't do anything violent on Black Friday, and we didn't, you didn't get any deals, and I got a couple of trinkets that will never get used. So all success. So I guess it's going to be Christmas as the next Prezi haul.
Yes, Christmas and the January sales afterwards. Usually kind of good times to pick up stuff like that. And again, fingers crossed, next gen console might have come my way by then.
Oh well, we shall see how that goes later in the episode, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think we've got too much more to get into introduction. Should we get straight into our news segment, into from the Jambags?
All right. Let's start looking into from the Jambags.
And welcome, Jambaggers, to our news segment from the Jambags, where we pick out the choicest? That's not even a word. Juiciest, choicest morsels of gaming news. I'll get this right at some point. We've only been doing it for 2 or 3 years.
I don't think any of these words apply to our news segment, but please keep going. I'm enjoying seeing you eviscerate yourself.
So we've got some news stories now, and we're going to tell you about them. Is that okay for you, Dante? Yeah, is that all right?
I suppose while it's technically accurate, it could do with a little bit more flair. But 7 out of 10, Rudy. 7 out of 10.
That is better than my normal 4 out of 10 that you give me for most things. But bit of news here for you. I'm going to go straight into our Jambags news and talk about digital paintings, DP as they are for short. We talk about them a lot. They are always coming up with shenanigans like this, but this one is gripping. It's like an industry fever at the moment. We're talking pricing on games, particularly now we've got the next generation. Well, current generation now.
Yeah, no, it's not just DP, is it? I mean, it's pretty much across the board. I don't know who started it, but which company has decided to start it, but they all seem to be jumping on this bandwagon.
They do indeed. So we're talking about DP are now saying that all their games moving forward that are available on next-gen platforms, regardless of whether they actually release them on next-gen platforms, will have a $75 US dollar price point. So that's $75 for a new game. Now, you may think that means there would be added investment to the game, but at the same time, in the same news press conference, they've also announced they are laying 20% layoff of all their staff, which is, so...
That is pretty shitty.
It is, but they have given some reason for it this time, which is different from DP, but their CEO ran Mmbox. He said in a statement that the price hike has been a long time coming and should have been put in place years ago, since he really needs a new swimming pool, and the layoff of those extra staff will ensure that he can get the nice one with the mosaic tiles that he's been after, because the old one is so 2017. So they have given a rationale behind the price rise and layoff. Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes you need those mosaic tiles, don't you? But so I mean, wow. What's your thoughts? We'll just hit you there. I mean, it's nearly Christmas time. Your heart's got to be with those 20% staff laid off.
No, that's well, I mean, I'd like to say I'm surprised by this level of industry douchebaggery, but it really just seems to be sort of par for the course at the minute. I mean, it's not like games are getting that much more getting that much more expensive to produce. Really, the only thing that we're really seeing is that executives keep getting bigger bonuses, and which I assume is going to fuel their bigger swimming pools and other rich lifestyle perks, where it's the actual developers that seem to suffer for it. So, yeah, thanks for that, DP. You really fucked in the ass there.
I mean, let's play devil's advocate though, and just that the fact you can't go out as much more and that kind of thing, that getting a new swimming pool as an exec is quite important, and they don't pay for themselves. So, do you think he's got a point?
I'll have to counter that with where's my swimming pool? Why don't we get swimming pools?
You socialist scum. Anyway, let's move on. This one's going to get political. You've got a bit of a story here about our old friends at MaxiPad and their new launches. Yeah, no, this is quite an interesting story. I quite like this one. But our good friends over at MaxiPad, big company. They got lots of software in lots of different areas, and they're not just into gaming; they're into other operating systems as well. But they're kind of big in the news at the moment because they had quite a good launch of their new console, the Mmbox Series M and the Mmbox Mini. They've unveiled a new advertising campaign to try and overtake their competition. They had a good launch, but they're maybe not quite as good as some of their competition, so they'd like to do a little bit better. Now, some marketing genius found out that the Mmbox sounds rather a lot like MMMBop by that universally loved hard rock band Hanson. Everyone loves them. I can't think of anyone who dislikes Hanson. Oh, yeah. Basically, the name of the project has been dubbed over the song. As they do with these sort of rollouts, the MaxiPad team got to work with their high-end graphics department to attempt to bring back the members of Hanson back to life. Spent $2.3 million on the project, trying to resurrect them like they did with George Carlin, and who else was it the other week that got resurrected by the other company? Just and
it was Bob Hoskins, wasn't it? They're trying to do the same thing with Hanson, only to get a call from Taylor Hanson to inform them that actually he's still alive and very much okay. Here's a clip of the song.
Out of interest, go ahead. Wait a second, before you do that, was Taylor Hanson the really fit girl in the Hanson band?
Yes, the real hottie, the one that did all the singing.
The girl Hanson.
Yeah, no, she was fit.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Which those
cue the clip up?
Yeah, no, here you go. So we were unable to get the footage of Zombie Hanson performing it, but we have got a clip of the song, and here it is. Whoa, yeah, Mmbox. Buy an Mmbox. You know you want an Mmbox. Yeah, you too. Whoa, whoa, Mmbox. An Mmbox Mini. Buy yourself an Mmbox. You know you want to. Whoa, yeah. And that is a piece of marketing genius, my friends.
That is quite the earworm, isn't it? That's just buried itself into my subconscious. It won't leave.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've only just gotten that song out of my out of the earworm that it's been in my head since the 90s. It's literally just last week it's gone, and now it's back again. So, thanks, MaxiPad.
So, will you be drilling part of your eardrums out on both your ears?
I think it's the only way forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we'll. Wait a sec. Here's the drill.
Ow! Oh, God, it's like the ending of Pie in here.
Wow. Okay, that is a 90s reference as well. But anyway, I've got another one for you, which is going to be from the good US of A. Things have been tied over there.
Oh yeah.
Of which the originator of Black Friday, but Game Platform. They're the main chain of gaming stores across the US. Got thousands of them. Well. They've got a unique way of motivating their staff.
Yes, I heard a bit about this.
So
let's
now, so one of the things is that they've got, particularly for Black Friday, a lot of extra hours, and a lot of people there are on contracts, and they have to get more hours, and therefore to make ends meet, they have to share out whatever hours are available because not everyone can get the hours that they need, to put food on the table. They've been really, really generous with their staff this year and said, well, look, if you want some extra working hours during Thanksgiving and Christmas and the run up. Okay, they can apply for that, but to get it, they need to dance. While their CEO. I've forgotten his name now.
It's Rob German, isn't it?
Platform.
No, George German.
George German. That's it. I can't say that quickly. George German.
George German.
Well, he basically makes them dance while he shoots at their feet and cackles in an old-timey cowboy western accent with an oversized hat on.
Is it a little bit like
dance, monkey, dance
sort of thing?
We haven't seen footage of it, but we are led to believe that is the case. And winners are obviously the ones that can still walk at the end and therefore able to do their shifts. And the reason why they would therefore win the competition is that they can take up the hours that their crippled colleagues can no longer do. But from us as outsiders, it seems harsh, but the employers themselves are thrilled at it. They seem to think that being able to eat real food at some point in December by actually having a living wage is worth getting shot and potentially maimed for. So, I mean, I guess if they're happy, I don't know.
I guess
good, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess we approach employee law very differently here in the UK compared to how it is in the US, where that kind of thing apparently is acceptable and the norm to make people dance for their nickels, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose nickel and dime and all get shot in the leg. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, look, it's a way of motivating your workforce, I suppose.
It does seem to be. Right, well, we'll look forward to seeing how many lawsuits that creates in the new year. I will be very interested to hear about that. So we have one remaining news story coming this time from the UK.
Really? I didn't. Have we got any more news stories?
Oh, no, there is one. Apparently, some guy who has broken into Rudy's house whilst we've been recording, because I told him your house was empty while we were recording, and has stolen Rudy's new PS5. And he says that despite the fact that he's stolen Rudy's PS5 and is likely to ruin Rudy's entire Christmas, he has absolutely no regrets about it, because then some other child might wake up to that PS5 that he then is going to sell on for £2,500.
What? Hang on a minute. What do you mean? Sorry, is that what that noise was earlier?
Yeah, you don't want to hear about that noise. It's all in ancient history now. You don't want to hear about that. Plus, the guy says that Rudy needs to clean up his place. It's covered in broken glass now and burger packets that were there before he got there.
Well, I mean, okay, the burger packets is true, but no, hang on a minute. What means you told someone that I wasn't in the house?
Yeah, well, it's a matter of public record. When people ask you that sort of thing, you have to tell them what you're doing and when you're going to be out. And he wanted to know, so I told him. That's how data protection works, isn't it? You have to tell people stuff.
No, that's the complete opposite of the way data protection works.
Shit.
You don't. Is this because I've got the PS5 and you didn't get the Series X?
That's a possibility. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, for the love of, well, joke's on him because I'd already broken it anyway. Haha, sucker.
Oh, you didn't load Watch Dogs Legion and cook it, did you?
Yeah, well, it was getting. I just thought that the whole thing was quite heavy because it's got a big heatsink in it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I took the heatsink out to heat the room up a bit, and it melted. So, bad design on Sony's part is what I'd say. Well, okay. I guess I need to get a next gen console as well, unless he returns it.
Yeah. Okay. No, we need to go and fix our lack of consoles problem. Let's go and find some alternative methods, I think.
Yeah, let's do that. Metro Fauna?
No, Retro Corner.
And hello, Jambaggers. Welcome to the Retro Corner. It's a segment that sort of comes and goes from the podcast. And this month, we thought we'd talk a little bit about a retro re-release game that we've been quite excited about for quite a long time.
Hype.
Yes, serious hype, absolutely. Well, this one's one I've got a lot of good memories of back when I first had the original on the PS2. I mean, hopefully some of the other people out there listening will know of the game 13 or XIII, which however you wanted to say it. That one with the... was it pre-Borderlands? I guess it must have been pre-Borderlands.
Absolutely. Very, very, very far before. Yeah,
so they were doing that kind of the cel-shaded cartoon style aesthetic long before Borderlands ever did it, but with a kind of more of a stealth shooter and kind of espionage type, conspiracy type game. It's really one that stands out as one of the better games of the PS2 generation. That's saying quite a lot because there was a lot of great games in the PS2 generation. So we managed to have got our hands on a copy of the remaster, and we have sent our number one or possibly number two reviewer, Mr. Rudy Manchego, to review it for us. So Rudy, please tell us, is this game as amazing as I'm hoping? Does it live up to the hype? Is it the remaster to end all remasters? Rudy.
Nah, shit. Oh, look, I didn't want to come last time. I can't believe you made me come back to this place.
Look, I couldn't be bothered to refresh a million times to get mine, and we sold one of yours to pay for Mr. Bad Times' wages, and the other one literally just got stolen out of your living room because I told some guy that you were out and that he should go and do that. So this is our only option now, okay?
Yeah, I probably should go back to my house and secure it, by the way. It's still like a broken window, but okay. Look, yeah, but let's go back to where we are right now. We've been here once before and it didn't work. It's a crowded market. Hardly anyone's wearing a mask. I mean, this is terrible. What is the point? I don't see the point. What's there to come back again?
For justice, Rudy. I mean, we didn't get what we paid for last time, so we're back to get what we were promised.
I don't know. I feel dealing with this kind of person never really goes well. I mean, I remember a lot of videos from my childhood with warnings about this exact scenario.
Shush. Look, there he is. Okay, now, me and him, we had a gentleman's agreement, which this guy, I am sure, will make good on. Okay? I know he will. So, I'm going in, you back me up, alright?
Right. Get your PlayStation 4, get your PlayStation 5, get your PlayStation 6, Xbox Series X, Y, and Z, all going cheap. Go on.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Well, we bought this PS5 and Xbox Series X off you last Sunday.
So?
Well, we're not getting anything out of it at all.
What's that, Sony? What a surprise. All talking Scotch, ain't they? Yeah, there you are, darling. $4.99 for a PlayStation 6.
I mean, Sony's Japanese, if anything, but really, I mean...
Look, mate, this is just clearly an old VHS player with two of your nan's TJs glued to the side, all right? Well, this your tracking, mate. Tracking? Well, tracking's touchy.
Tracking? I mean, nobody uses tracking anymore. I mean, what about my so-called Xbox Series X? That's just a couple of breeze blocks sprayed black with a bunch of green mossy shit on the top of it.
Got a receipt, have you?
A receipt? You said last week.
Said's no good, mate. All contracts. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. Yo, get your PlayStation 6 as advertised on Crime Stoppers.
Is Crime Stoppers even a thing anymore?
Well, I don't know, probably. Look. Can we just stop this bit, please? I mean, only people older than us are going to remember those shitty video piracy ads we had to sit through, and even less than would know the Adam and Joe show parody of it. I just don't think this is going to work.
Late night robbery, that.
Nobody's going to get this bit at all, yeah? So even so, nobody who listens to us would believe that you or I would go to a scalper, would they? Least of all, one that works at a market, which you aren't allowed anyway because we're in COVID lockdown and all that. I mean, we have some integrity, don't we?
Okay, right. Okay, now that you mention it, I might have gone the scalper route for mine.
Oh, for sake, you are such a muppet.
Well, I mean, technically it's Facebook Marketplace rather than a real marketplace, and it should be available sometime, anytime, not too long from now.
Let me guess, you've paid up front, haven't you? And it's not even shown up yet.
Yeah, that may be accurate. Thank you, Rudy. Anyway, so I mean, now that you mention about that, you might be able to help you out here. You know that shitty estate not far from your slightly less shitty estate in the town where you happen to live, which I'm not going to name this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are several, but okay, what of it?
Well, yeah, I'll give you the address in a moment, but it's close to where you live. Anyway, I mean, if you wouldn't mind just popping round there, I mean, the guy says as long as you're the first one there and you take this big bag of white powder I've got.
White powder? Are you insane? You're trading drugs for a console?
No, of course not. I'd never touch drugs.
Oh, well, okay, that's something good. I
mean,
guess.
Of course, he doesn't know that it's just icing sugar.
Oh, for sake, Dante.
Oh, would you relax? The guy won't hurt you. He's perfectly safe. He's not going to stab you.
Wait, I am? He's not going to stab me?
No. 100% no stabbings. Unless his coin lands on tails and then you're
But, right, just so you understand how these things work, yeah, by definition, with a toy cost, that's 50% chance, yeah? Look, let's just get to the bottom of this. Why are you so desperate to get one anyway? There's even less to play on an Xbox Series X than there is on the PS5.
Okay. I mean, it should arrive just before Cyberpunk comes out. You know, I'm really excited about that game. All those news articles from various Microsoft executives say that the supply level won't level off until April. I'm likely to be done playing Cyberpunk before that, so I kind of wanted to play it on the new console, because it's a game that I'm really looking forward to. So that's why I thought a little bit of extra money, some fake drugs, putting Rudy in absolute mortal danger, 25% chance of living. I thought that was justified.
25% chance. Look, I know how much this means to you. You know what? I will give it a go for you, bro. Okay, because I've got your back in this.
Thanks.
Just give me the brick powder and
here's the address.
Don't need to put it anywhere else, do I?
No. You don't need to insert it anywhere. You can carry it in your hand. He's not saying that you have. I mean, he'd prefer it if you stuck it up your ass, but if you don't, I think he'll be okay with that.
No. If he'd like that, I'll give it a go. I've plenty of space.
Okay. Oh well, you're going there. Okay, I probably didn't need to see that, but I appreciate your commitment. You're really good. Here's the address. I really hope I see you.
Well, I guess
later.
I'll
Rudy,
just waddle over. I guess. Oh, it's quite a lot of ice and sugar. I feel getting a sugar high already. Okay. Well, look, I'll call you when I've got the Xbox Series X.
Thanks, man. See ya. Extra, read all about it. Cyberpunk 2077 delayed till April. Oh, fuck. I'm sure he'll be fine. And thank you, Jambaggers. That is bringing us towards the end of another Jambags Comedy Gaming podcast. Hopefully it's been entertaining. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. We're going to finish our podcast in the way that we normally would, which is from any listener questions that we've had, and by telling you how to get in touch with us. Now let's start with the questions. We've had one question from Khaleesi, and Khaleesi has asked, who is your favourite video game royalty? So king, queen, prince or princess. Who is your favourite video game royalty? Now, we've had a bit of a think about this, and who are yours, Rudy?
Well, I've gone with the male lineage, the
gender,
blokes.
I guess.
Yeah, and I've got two, and you know what? One of these is the clear undisputed king, and the other one is, it's a philosophical talking point. So my philosophical one, I'm going to go with Andrew Ryan from BioShock.
Oh, let me stroke my indie movie beard and think about how Andrew Ryan
now,
is
technically,
is sort of a king.
Is he a king? Well, no, not technically. He's not, he wasn't a prince and became a king. But, for someone that, at the start, his ideals were all about anyone can make themselves into it. In the end, he ends up acting like an autocratic dictator and sets himself up as a king, even though, he rails against the idea of monarchy in the game. And, it's so deep and it makes me feel so clever just having played the game.
Plus, it was great when we shot all those people and electrocuted them and killed them in horrific ways. That made us feel pretty intelligent too.
Yeah, right? And there was that big monster thing. It was like, yeah, exactly. That was really
highbrow entertainment.
Yeah. So I felt really clever, and that's why I based my doctorate thesis on it. Admittedly, I went to vet school though, so I didn't really make much difference.
No.
So yeah, that's my one. So give me someone from the opposite gender, or presumed opposite gender.
Yeah, no. Going to obviously, it's very difficult to match up to the BioShock, Andrew Ryan, and the Big Daddies there, of course. But I have gone with for the Queen. Again, it's kind of a splitting hairs here because she's kind of an empress rather than a queen. I've gone with Empress Emily Caldwin from the Dishonored or Dishonored series, depending on how you read it and what country you're from just there.
It's definitely Dishonored, because that's what it sounds like in my head.
That's how it's written. We're not going to take any of these crazy American spellings here, really, are we? Emily Caldwin, really great character in both the original Dishonored game and Dishonored 2. So you actually get to play her as a character in Dishonored 2. She's got sort of really incredible sort of stealth powers, sort of good sort of killing powers or takedown powers. And she's got really good personality, which comes through with the excellent voice acting that you get in the game. So that is my pick for the Queen, Empress Emily Caldwin.
Okay, so you've got that on the Dishonored series. You've got Emily Caldwin from Dishonored.
Yep. That's
a good choice. Features heavily, I believe, in the promotional material for Dishonored 2.
Yes, absolutely.
So even I know. For my next choice, Dante, I wanted Undisputed King, and I'm going to go with King Kong.
Oh,
now you might be thinking, do you mean Donkey Kong? No, I don't mean Donkey Kong, you fucking idiots. I mean King Kong, as in King Kong from Peter Jackson's King Kong the game, which came out at the tail end of the PlayStation 2 era and the start of, I think it came out on the Xbox 360 as well.
I think that was one of the first games I had on the 360.
Yeah, and essentially, I am the king of the jungle, and jungle VIP. Literally, he's reached the top and had to stop, and I think that's what's bothering him. So that's where I'm going to go with King Kong. If you can think of another bigger king, I don't think you can.
No. I mean, I know that there were quite a few kings in the series that I'm about to mention where my princess comes from. No, I
don't understand. Case closed. King Kong. Case closed.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so for my final pick for the princess.
Oh yeah.
Again. Hello.
I am here.
So my final pick for the video game princess is Princess Cirilla. Again, she goes on to become Empress as well, but it's at the start of it she's Princess Cirilla, or Ciri from the Witcher video game series. So again, she's
just a note there. There are spoilers there, and that's also a dependent. That's a variable ending, isn't it?
Yes, no, there is actually a variable ending. You're right. In my version, she did become the Empress, but apparently there's a better ending, which I'm going to try and get next time I have a spare 500 hours to play through The Witcher and get through to the end of it again and see if I can get a slightly different ending this time. So Princess Cyrilla, however you want to do. I mean, obviously there's the TV adaptation on the on Netflix as well, where you get to see Princess Ciri. That's my pick for great video game princesses, because Ciri has incredible magic powers. She's potentially more fun to play than Geralt, I think, in the few missions where you get to play her in the Witcher games. She's got great powers, great weapons. Seems really capable, and the fact that you get to play her in some of those missions makes your kind of bond to that character, and you kind of search for that character. All the more sort of dramatic when I'm playing through that Witcher game. So another good one from CD Projekt Red with Princess Cyrilla.
Fair dues. I'm not going to argue. I got the good ending, just so you know, in The Witcher 3. But don't worry, you go back and play those 500 hours. Cool. So do we have any other questions?
I think there's one scribbled from your friend from the same as last time. It's Total Kuntz, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Total Kuntz. I think we need to block this particular person. I'm assuming it's a guy, but it might not be. I'm just being judgmental.
Bit of a troll thing going on with this one.
But
so
this
Total
question
Kuntz here is asking us. Yeah, you read it out. I don't want to read this one out.
Oh, we need to get better letters. Dante, he asks you this specifically, but I think it's meant for both of us. Which physical console, would you most like to shag? End question.
That's a question that made it through our editing and our filtering process. That made that question.
Our editing filtering process is not very mature, I think, in terms of as a process. In fact, I would suggest we just literally read out any letters that we get or any messages we get, and that's all we've got.
Yeah, no, that's not the most robust process in the world. Okay, right. So, which console would I most like to boink, shag, or give a bit of the old to? Okay.
Or that
Humana, yes. How did I forget that one? Right, well, I'd say of all the consoles ever released, the one that most resembles lady parts has got to be the PS5. So that, I guess.
I mean, it has got the flaps with a Z. That's how Sony market it. Flaps.
Oh, there's an actual name for it with a flaps. Okay. Right,
yeah, they're patented Sony flaps.
I mean, in terms of consoles, I think that look more attractive than that. Than possibly all of them, but yeah, that one most resembles genitals to me. What about you? What's your choice?
I'm going a very different tact, which is that I do understand your point, and absolutely, but I mean, I feel that from a size point of view, that's a beefy console, and I'd feel utterly inadequate. So I'm going to go the other spectrum, and I'm going to go with the Game Boy Advance Micro, which was the very small pocket edition they did of the Game Boy Advance, bit of a collector's item, because that is smaller than the palm of your hand. And, let's just say I would appear to be a giant compared to that. And I think that's what my self-esteem needs right now, to be honest, after 2020. I need to feel like a giant. And so that's the way I'm going to go. I need that. I need to feel, like a star.
Yeah. Attempting to distill this into a slightly more serious question. Of all the consoles released, just aesthetically, based on the case around the outside of it, which one do you think is the best looking console?
Interesting question. Best looking console. We're saying home consoles, not handhelds.
Yeah, like full home consoles as opposed to like the Vita and whatever.
It's a tough one because I love my GameCube. I do like it, but I don't know why. I'm going to go with PlayStation 1. It's just bloody good looking, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I get. Yeah, I can see why you would pick that one.
it was just so different. It just looked so futuristic. It just looked cool when it came out compared to, you know, the rather ugly N64 and all that.
Yeah, no, for me personally, I would pick the Dreamcast. I thought that was a very good looking console.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout. Actually, that's a good shout. You know, interesting enough, I'd also possibly put the Nintendo Wii out in there as well. And that very small, very sleek and white, the original white design. I had a thing for that as well.
Yeah,
But,
it was very different compared to what the
one.
other consoles were doing at that particular point. Yeah. Right. Well, some good questions there from some really quite disturbing ones from Total Coons.
Yeah, we need to work on that. But let's wrap things up, Dante, shall we? Our listeners have been readers. This is now a book that you can read.
No, don't read a transcript of this. It's even worse than listening to us.
Yeah, it's without it's the timing's everything on this show. You just don't get that in the script. It's the delivery and that really makes it. Because sure as heck ain't the writing. But Dante, how can people get in touch with me and thee?
Okay, so to contact the Jambags crew via the socials, you have a lot of options available to us. You can contact us directly through the Facebook page, so just search for Jambags on Facebook and you'll find us there. You can find us on our Twitter pages, so you can see at Jambags_UK. You'll find the account that is controlled by Mr. Rudy Manchego, and at DanSolo96, where you'll find the account controlled by Dante Rodriguez. You can also find us on our Instagram page at Jambags_UK, which is curated by me, Dante Rodriguez, where you'll find various pictures of female video game characters that I have crushes on. So basically all of them that are female, for the most part anyway. You can also talk to us through our YouTube page. So obviously you can get content from there, but also you can interact with us on the message boards. We'd love to hear from you. And I think that's everywhere in terms of socials. Did I miss anywhere, Mr. Rudy Manchego?
No, I think you've hammered the socials. From a podcast point of view, we obviously you can listen to us now, but just a reminder, you can listen to us on Spotify, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, you can also listen to us on any good RSS podcast app. We're also on a few others, I think, like Stitcher. So, you know, lots of places you can check us out. You can also check the podcast out. We do put a video version onto our YouTube channel, which has a few other bits of random content that we very sporadically update on there. But you can always drop there. What we would say is that if you're listening to us on anything like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, do follow us if you can. If you can leave a review, if that's an option, please do. It helps with algorithms. And also, do like, subscribe on YouTube if you can, and drop us a comment. It is much appreciated, my friend.
Very much so. Yes, no, we do love interacting with the other Jambaggers out there. We'd love to hear from you if you want to give your answers to some of the questions that we've had this month. We'd love to hear what your answers would be about best looking
maybe
consoles.
Not the console one,
maybe not the ones that you'd like to shag, perhaps, but maybe not that one. But best video game kings or queens, princes or princesses. We'd also like to hear your take on that too. So leave us a comment on one of those socials or one of those accounts.
Khaleesi, if you're listening, Khaleesi, if you're listening, let us know who your favourite kings and queens are.
Yeah, definitely. We would very much like to hear who your favourite king, queen, prince or princess happens to be.
What about Queen Mum?
I think she's a bit too real. I don't think I know any video games that she happens to be in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think
that'll make a good beat 'em up, though, wouldn't it? Streets of Rage, Streets of
Streets of
Queen
Royal
Madge.
Rage,
Streets of Madge. Oh yeah, Your Majesty, I'm here to kick ass, chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
All out of gum, don't you know? Feel the wrath of my killer corgis.
Yes, that's a special move. You hit down Y and corgis come in and fucking take their ankles out.
Bite your kneecaps, yes.
Yeah.
Close to the meat.
Just so you know, we are around for video game pictures, if anyone's listening. Should we wrap things up now, Dante?
I think so. Thank you very much, Jambaggers. Hope you've enjoyed this month's podcast, and we hope to hear from you during the course of the next month, and look forward to you tuning in a month's time. Thank you very much. See you soon. Jambags out.
Excuse me, are you the man who's selling the Xbox Series X? I'm here to...
You Dante Rodriguez?
I'm an associate of Dante Rodriguez.
All right. Have you got the stuff, have you?
Well, I have, but I may need some help getting it out again.
Oh, I said that was optional. You didn't have to stick it up your... Oh, all right then.
Yeah, it's doing... I tell you what, it's doing some weird things to my insides. I really would quite like to get outside. Every time I pass wind, I get... Oh, here we go.
Oh. That doesn't sound right. What do your farts smell so sweet?
That's the sweet smell of cocaine. Anyway, I need some help getting this out of me.
All right. Hang on a minute. I've got to flip my coin.
What? That's a real thing? What?
Oh, heads. You are one lucky son of a... Oh, I'll put my stabbing knife away. All right. Right, let me get... Nah, I don't need to bother with lube, do I? Right, bend over.
Oh, what? No, I'd rather if you just...
Sugar, do, up Rudy's bumhole, do, for an Xbox Series X, 'cause Dante really wants one. Sugar, do, definitely not drugs, do, up Rudy's bumhole now, and a guy is stabbing him.